In 1988, Pope John Paul II beatified a Mexican Jesuit priest whom the Church honors today. His name was Miguel Pro, and he lived during the early part of the 20th century when the Church in Mexico went through a terrible persecution. Hello, I'm Father James Kubicki, and it's always a joy for me to honor the memory of one of my Jesuit brothers, especially a heroic martyr like Father Miguel Pro. He entered the Jesuits in 1911, but he and his fellow Jesuits had to leave Mexico shortly thereafter when the persecution began. The Jesuits in California welcomed their brothers and helped them continue their studies. In time, Miguel went to Belgium, where he was ordained. Though the persecution in Mexico hadn't abated, he returned to minister to the many Catholics who were without the sacraments. And because he was a master of disguises, he was able to elude capture for 18 months. But on November 18th, 1927, he was arrested and condemned to death. On the 23rd, he was led into the prison yard and stood in front of a firing squad, extending his arms in the form of a cross, with a rosary in one hand and a crucifix in the other. As the shots rang out, he shouted, "Viva Cristo Rey! Long live Christ the King!" Here's something from a letter he wrote shortly before his death. "My superior is scared to death and always thinks that out of two possibilities, the worst is bound to happen. I dare say there is a middle way between extreme prudence and rashness. I have pointed this out to my superior, but he always fears for my life. But what is my life? Would I not gain it if I lost it for my brothers and sisters? True, I do not have to give it away stupidly, but what are the sons of St. Ignatius for if they fell at the first flare?"